officer of Aviva Productions. Which is kind of funny because I can barely see at all. You want to hear my story?
Yeah, we love stories.
Meet my friends, the characters from The Emperor's Secret, the first Mind Theater product from Aviva Productions. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Well, here's my story. When I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with lupus, a disease where the body's tissues are attacked by their own immune system. I take a lot of medicine, and one of them gave me very high pressure in my eyes. It's called glaucoma, and now I can't see in my left eye. In my right eye, I can see a little. Darkness has given me the gift of light, real light. I can enter a world of endless imagination and see beyond the limitations. And with this light, I just knew that despite my blindness, no, because of my blindness, now I can enjoy stories a whole different way. And I would like to share that with you and the whole world. It's called Mind Theater, an audio-based production. That's like a Hollywood movie, except the mind creates the pictures. Isn't that cool?
My wife and I decided we needed to find some, well, not reading material because she couldn't read, but book material, story material for her to listen to. We started looking around and didn't really find a lot, at least that was tailored to the Frum community. So I decided, well, let's make our own books on tape. And we decided that for the visually impaired, and truthfully for even the sighted people, that to have something in audio that was more, I guess the closest thing it would come to would be like old-fashioned radio, you know, where the actual show was happening with actors and sound effects and music, where everything was there except, at least at the time, pictures. So we wanted to recreate that, but create it with today's technology.
An interesting part of the process along the way was trying to think, okay, but hang on a second, it's not visual. Right? So although you want to portray this particular angle, you want to give them this vision of the city when he comes into this majestic city that's going to blow you away, and I have all these visions of different Hollywood movies that I used to watch, and you know, these incredible scenes, and you're awed by them, but there's no dialogue in such a scene. It's all video in such a scene. So how do you express something like that in audio? So there was a process of going over the narration and writing more and more detail and then filtering it out. Maybe we can use less, maybe we can do more with sound effects, with music. So there was a lot of different creative angles that we had to consider in trying to figure out how we're going to project a visual image to the ear.
We used binaural recording, which is basically like 3D audio, where a person actually gets to hear what's going on, just like he would hear anything himself. So if there's sound in the front, when you're listening to this, you can tell the sounds in the front or in the right or the left, or moving left to right. You could actually tell the sounds, where they are and the movement of the sounds because of this recording, which basically duplicates a person's ears. The microphones go into the ears, so when a recording is happening, it's happening based on how you're hearing things. So that's one way. Another way is to use different sound effects to create effects in music. Truthfully, it's like a movie, except we've just moved the pictures, and instead of the pictures happening on the screen, the pictures now can happen in a person's imagination, in their mind, which means the same kids could listen to the same thing, and they're all picturing, you know, a bit different of what's happening, and it really becomes their own story in a sense. You know, so we're not going to like make drawings of characters to put them on websites, because we don't want to limit a kid. You know, if a kid believes the character looks like this and like that, then that's their impression, or the city looks like the way they want to. You know, let them build their world.
Do you feel that there is something with more value sometimes when it's something that's only in your imagination?
I definitely think there are multiple advantages to having audio. While it's not as captivating as video would be, it does force the person to sit down and focus, which developmentally I think is a more positive experience. That's on one hand. On the other hand, there is a tremendous advantage, I believe, for someone to make up their own visuals. It gets the creative centers flowing in the brain. It creates a higher level of thinking for the person, as opposed to being sort of fed the images on the screen.
We just made sure that the message that we're giving over is a message, a Torah message. So the message in our first production, which I won't give out because that'll give away too much of the production, it comes directly from Pirkei Avos.
But it's suitable for everyone?
But it's suitable for everybody. Yeah, nobody's saying, and the rabbi said, there's nobody in our production, there's no like shleimis and chaims, and there's no talk of anything overtly frum in it. So it really does sound like you're listening to a Disney movie with characters like that and with a plot like that and, comedy, but it has very frum sensibilities. I mean, you won't find anything in our production that would, upset a sensibility in a frum community.
And we have the opportunity now to get a sneak peek. And we're going to not talk to you, Yitzhak. We're going to be talking to some of the characters. So who are we talking to now?
I'm the farmer from the fields, and try to tell Alex the way to go, but the boy doesn't want to listen to me. I warned him about the emperor.
Well, as a Scottish man, he's trying to set things right. Sort of suspected Alex a little bit.
Ain't no dog. That ain't no dog. You call that a chihuahua? That ain't no chihuahua. No, that's a rat.
You mentioned that you were non-observant and you became observant, became religious. This is obviously something that you're bringing from your past. You're, someone say, bringing and making kosher, all the things that you've been maybe brought up on.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're touching on a central idea that maybe runs along the Baalei Tshuva in the world. It makes us feel a little more special, which is that, in Chabad philosophy, Hashem wants a dir b'tachtainim. And in general, to have a dwelling place in the lowest worlds, which in general is a deeper idea in Judaism, that from the darkest places there's going to be a revelation of kedusha, and in a certain sense, we might not say it was lachat chila from our perspective. From Hashem's perspective, He put Jews in a world that was not Yiddishkeit, in order that we could bring the Netzitzis, the holy sparks of Kedusha, back into the realm of Judaism. And B'ezrat Hashem, that's what we're trying to do here. Really, we're creating this for everybody. The inspiration, obviously, was the visually impaired, and it would be a tremendous opportunity for them to have access to something that is of such a high quality in the entertainment industry. But the reality is that it's funny. It's funny. It's entertaining. It's got a great message. It's also, because of our moral angle on things, our ethical angle on things, it's deviating away from the typical Hollywood focus.
You mentioned in the beginning that it started with trying to give something for your daughter, but now she's part of the project, part of the business. How's that?
Right. Well, obviously, when we started, she was about 7, so she was just the inspiration for starting it. Now, thank God, she's developed into a young lady with her own opinions, and she's a very creative girl. And she is what we call the chief visionary officer of Aviva Productions, which means she has her hand in everything. When we're writing the script, we run things past her. We've made decisions based on her adamantly saying, no, you can't do that, you got to change it. We've made decisions on casting based on her, on sound effects, music. She really has a hand in what's going on, and we listen to her. She's amazing. Aviva is constantly smiling. She's always happy. Everybody who meets her, comments that she shines and she's happy. When she was in the hospital once, one of her teachers brought her a lamp because she said she lights up the room, so she wanted to give her a light because that's what she does. And everybody who meets Aviva is taken by Aviva. They want to immediately do something for her, give something to her, have some connection to her. Spiritually, she's definitely more, and she grapples and thinks about, issues I don't think many 12-year-olds think about. Why is this happening to me? Does Hashem want for me? Why does He do this to me? What am I supposed to be giving to the world, because of this? What if it never goes away? You know, like she tries to figure out why she's challenged in this area, and she has asked. She's met, various big rabbis, and she, always is trying to find out these things. Although recently, I think she's now come to the realization, which she always knew, which is, look, this is your tafkid in life, at least at this point, and Hashem's doing it for your best.
Baruch Hashem, we have moved along financially. Let's say we've got about half our expenses covered. We worked quite some time on a crowdfunding campaign, put together a great video and a trailer for the audio production, which we probably would have done anyways, regardless, just to get the word out there. And we're offering something unique in the sense that we really do want this production to get out to visually impaired children around the world. Unfortunately, we're not independently wealthy, so we can't just give it away to everybody for free. But what we're trying to do is get people in general to sponsor children throughout the world. So we're offering for every $5 that is quote unquote donated to Aviva Productions, right, which is helping us with all our production costs, we are in reality going to give that production away for free to a blind child. So for every $5 that comes in, we're giving it out to a blind child. And we're hoping to actually continue to do this throughout our sales and not just have it be only a crowdfunding, gimmick to get people to help us move production further along. But this is something we really want to be able to offer to the world. So when, for example, it goes on retail, let's say it sells for $15 a copy, we will continue to offer a drastically discounted rate for blind children and the opportunity for people to sponsor blind children throughout the world.